Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Southeast.
The pitch. Lifted toward right. Judge to the wall. He leaps up and he can't get it. It's a home run. Acuna with a high moonshot home run to right. And Atlanta breaks through in the 11th. There was no Robin, Atlanta's Batman, here in the Big Apple as the Braves made it a very dark night for the New York Yankees, winning Game 1 of this big 3-game series. What a way to start the 4th of July week with some Atlanta fireworks and extra innings here in Yankee Stadium last night. Hi again, friends. Chip Carey, Joe Simpson. Welcome back to the ballpark. What a night for the Braves. A 5-3 win in 11 innings to run their road trip record to 4-0. But, partner, it wasn't just Ronald Acuna last night. It was the three best friends anybody could have. Acuna, Albies, and Camargo all had big games in Game 1.
The three amigos, I mean, since Acuna has come back, it's like it's fired up and stirred up everybody else. These guys are all on fire. Albies had his hitting streak snapped last night, but he had a great defensive ball game. He also reached base again. Acuna, after going 0-4 in his first start back from the DL, has hardly made an out, including his game winner. Camargo's making great plays defensively. He hit a home run last night. These guys who have so much fun together are having a great time.
What a first game at Yankee Stadium for these guys. Look at what Acuna's done. He's red hot. Ozzy's reached in 12 straight. You mentioned Johan Camargo very quietly solidifying that third base spot for the Atlanta Braves. And last night, Joe, was really a wonderful reminiscence of postseason glory for the Braves. You were here for that 1996 World Series when Andrew Jones broke out. The comparisons with Ronald Acuna have already begun.
Yeah, it only takes a picture to make the comparison. Almost 22 years ago between these two guys coming to the Bronx for the first time, and Andrew with that big 2-home run game in the World Series demonstrated here last night. The game-winning home run demonstrated here by Acuna. Look at the similarities. Look at the back foot. Look at the front foot, the tilt of the upper body, and the high follow-through. The similarities of their comparisons are justified because they play a lot alike.
Well, hopefully Atlanta can make it 2 in a row over the Yankees and 5 straight to start this critical road trip. Sean Newcomb has the ball for the Braves. He looks for win number 9 tonight. Hot, muggy night for baseball. The Braves are hotter than the weather. We'll see if that continues. Game 2, first pitch and lineups coming right up. here in the Bronx for Game 2 of our 3-game series. The Braves are 4-0 on the road trip. They're 3.5 games in front of the second-place Phillies in the National League's Eastern Division. Here's a look at Brian Snitker's Toyota starting lineup for Game 2. Pretty much the same that we saw last night, with the exception of Kurt Suzuki will serve as the DH. Nick Markakis is back in right field. Tyler Flowers will work behind the plate. Camargo at third, Swanson at short. And the Braves get another look at a first-time opponent. Domingo Germán has the ball for the Yankees.
25 years old, 6'2", a slim 180. Throws hard, mid-90s with a curveball and a changeup. Lefty's only hitting .204 against him on the year. And his home road splits as a starter. 2-1 at home in the friendly confines here. Good ERA. On the road, not so much, including a start down in Tampa Bay. His last start on the 24th of June. 3 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, which inflated those numbers. He's out of the Dominican Republic and originally was with the Marlins, but came to the Yankees in the deal that sent Martin Prado to Miami.
So a wiry right-handed pitcher will be the opponent tonight. Braves did good work last night against Mr. Loaizaga, scoring 3 runs in 4 innings off of Jonathan. He did not factor in the decision as the game went to extra innings, and the Braves got 2 in the 11th on the Acuna home run. So it'll be Enciarte, Albies, and Freddie Freeman here in the first inning. Ender a 2-for-14 start at the beginning of this series. Had a bunt hit last night, so he's 3 for 19 in the first 4 games, and we are underway. Ender at 246 on the year. And that pitch, we were told, Joe, is going to be the key for Germán tonight. Can he throw his fastball for enough strikes?
That is the A1 concern. He's got good movement on his fastball, but he needs to challenge hitters.
On June the 14th, he picked up his first big league win. 6 innings of work, 10 strikeouts in that game, as this one's hitting to right center field for a leadoff single. So big turn for Enciarte, and the Braves offense is in high gear to start. A leadoff hit, but in that start for Germán, 26 swings and misses. So yes, velocity and movement were very good. This time Ender greets him with a leadoff hit.
Yeah, he's among the league leaders in swings and misses.
So here's Ozzie. As Joe mentioned, his hit streak came to an end last night at 11 games, but he did reach in the 10th inning with a walk. So he's been on base in 12 straight, and this one's fouled at the plate. What a thrilling game last night for the Braves 20-somethings. Camargo and Albies and Acuna and others. First game at Yankee Stadium. Crazy crowd, packed house, and the Braves got it done in extra innings as they survived arguably the best bullpen in baseball.
And the Braves bullpen did a great job of, I think you put it, they were bending, but they didn't break last night and left a lot of Yankees on base.
Yankees were 0 for 12 last night with runners in scoring position and 12 runners stranded. So we hope that continues tonight as the count even for Ozzie. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ender has a good lead. And the pitch is bounced toward first, but it is a foul ball. Ramon Ortiz, the home plate umpire, had a good look at that. It was his call. It was ruled foul, properly so. And Ozzie back to the plate, 1-2.
Well, even out of the stretch, Germán is very up and down. He is not bending his back much. Very much like a buggy whip delivery.
And again to first, where Brandon Drury plays first base for the Yankees tonight. Brandon, a former Brave. The 1-2 is popped out of play over the Atlanta dugout. We'll do it again.
Good 95 fastball in on Ozzie.
Boy, a couple of early runs for Sean Newcomb would be very welcome, especially as well as Brian Snitker's starters have worked on this road trip. Braves have scored 48 first inning runs this year. Do not yet have one, I believe, on the road trip. 1-2 pitch is upstairs, ball 2. There's the change, and Albies took it.
Ozzie hitting .259 left-handed, .304 right-handed. 12 of his 17 homers hit left-handed.
And we know how short that porch is in right. Hit it high and watch it fly. The 2-2 count. Didn't get it. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch gets Albies. 1 on, 1 out for Freddie Freeman.
I'll say it was off speed. 82. Got to get this guy going again.
Yep. Tough trip for Freddie. 3 for 17 at the plate and 9 for his last 56 dating back to Father's Day.
He last 8 games, 11 strikeouts. Big home run in St. Louis, though. That was vital.
That stayed upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. You know, it's just driving Freddie crazy. At the start of play on Father's Day, Freeman led the league in hitting at .342. He starts action tonight at .311. And you're right, Joe. It's the strikeouts that have been so alarming for Freeman. He's up to 69 of those on the year. As the pitch dances in for an even count. 1-1. The Yankees do have a shift on for him. And Duhar is the lone man on the left side of the infield. He's playing where the shortstop might play. Freddie has a lot of room between him and the third base line. If he tries to poke one that way, he might pick up an easy hit. Runner goes. Good jump. Pitch inside. The throw to second is well off target. Nender has his 22nd steal.
See, I don't mind that at all, running with Freddie at the plate, because they have a shift on. And normally you'd like to see him have that hole on the right side with a runner at first base, but when they have a shift on, they got that hole plugged up anyway. So go ahead and get into scoring position. Maybe he can drive you in.
And now they modify their defense again. You've got Gregorius playing behind the second base bag and Duhar nearer the line. As Freddie takes a shot toward left, but this one's playable for Gardner. And he's got it for the second out. Freddie tried to utilize that big hole on the left side, but he got under it and skies out for the second out of the inning. So here's old reliable Nick Markakis. Nick had a fine game last night, a couple of hits. He scored a run. He's up to .324 on the year and 106 hits. Braves have been good all year with 2 outs. Let's see what Markakis can do in his first look at Herman in the first inning. And he took a fastball for a strike. Wasn't sure about that.
It's a good late movement on it, though. Coming out of his hand nice and easy.
Ender with a good lead at second. The pitch just missed.
And even slower still. 79 on that one.
So far his secondary stuff has been as good as advertised. Not a lot of strikes yet with his fastball. 1-1 pitch. Another off-speed pitch. 1-2. Herman ready, so's Markakis. Popped up into shallow center. Hicks is coming on, and he's going to get there. And that retires the side. No runs, a hit, a man left. No score after a half inning in New York.
Braves did not score, so we have no score. Well, Sean Newcomb last year did a very fine job, but he could be better. Specifically, he was a two-pitch pitcher. The pitch he worked on a lot was the changeup. Has it improved? Yeah. He's throwing it twice as much, but the biggest difference is it's just much better. It's much more effective. Well, why doesn't everybody do that? Guys, usually that's the hardest pitch to learn. The big leagues is a game of adjustments. He has done it.
And that's right, Paul. John Smoltz could never master a changeup. He tried very hard. For Sean, his 4 keys to the game: numbers. These Yankees have great numbers against left-handed starting pitching. And road keying, he's been outstanding. 5-1, 249 number on the road. He's also been great at night. 6-1, 179.
Well, Paul, those numbers hold true tonight in Game 2. Brett Gardner leads off for New York and takes a high strike. And he looks back at Ramon Ortiz in disbelief. 0-1 the count. The Yankees are 20-6 against left-handed starters this year. They've hit 44 homers.
It looked high because he ducked it.
And now an even count. Gardner having a rough homestand at the plate. 2 for his last 13. Hitless last night for New York. And right off the knuckles and out of play foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Milestone game for Sean in his last start against the Reds. Joe, the most pitches he's ever thrown in a big league game. He threw 111 of them.
He can handle that and more. 6'5", 255.
So he's ready to work. The 1-2 is served out of play.
The only thing that could hold him back really from really getting up into the 120, 130 range is just depending on the climate. If it's hot and muggy like it's been in St. Louis and here, then that That might cut into your pitch count.
Right back where it came from. Newcomb surrounds it and throws to first in time. A soft line drive right back to the pitcher for the game's first out for the Yankees offense. As you mentioned, New York is known for its home run prowess. Aaron Judge hit a first inning home run last night. He's batting second for Aaron Boone. Tonight he's their DH with Giancarlo Stanton hitting third in right field. How about that 2-3 order for the Yankees? 23 homers and 19 homers back to back on the lineup card.
And very big gentleman.
This might be the first time in Sean's baseball career that he's had to throw uphill to get a strike call.
Yeah.
With Aaron Judge in the box. And he lifts this one to right field. No carry to it. Markakis will have an easy play. 2 outs. So Judge has had his share of troubles against left-handed pitching. We talked last night about Giancarlo Stanton's problems at home. But Joe, he's one of the prime Yankees that wears out left-handers.
Yeah, 345 batting average against lefties with 10 of his 19 homers. And oddly, Gleyber Torres also wears out lefties. He's not in the lineup.
Stanton is the only Yankee in the lineup to have ever faced Sean Newcomb. He's 2 for 6 against him. And you see his splits. Sean working quickly, just missed with his 9th pitch of this first inning. That's going to be another key for him. How efficient can he work? And I would assume both managers would love both starters to take this thing 7 or more if they could after the extra inning overtime work last night.
Yeah, especially for Aaron Boone. He may be a little short in his bullpen tonight. Chapman, Valances have both thrown in back-to-back games. Robertson as well, but Chapman and Valances have not had 3 straight games all year long.
So hopefully the Braves can take advantage of that. As Newcomb behind 3-1, and Stanton didn't get the off-speed pitch. Full count. Ender shading toward left with this pitch, which is hit back toward the press box and out of play. We'll do it again. How much did the experience for Newcomb at Fenway Park prepare him for this start at Yankee Stadium?
I would think a lot. I mean, it's not home. He's probably got a lot of family and friends maybe came in for the game, but I would think he's comfortable now.
Line drive into right. Stanton continues his good work against lefties. He's got a 2-out single. And that'll bring up Aaron Hicks, the Yankees center fielder.
That was a good pitch. Just a big, strong guy that fought it off. Was not hit hard.
So each club with a first inning single. And that'll bring up Hicks, who has 5 extra base hits in his last 2 games. 3 homers against the Red Sox on Sunday. Last night, Hicks had doubles in his last 2 at-bats, and his ground rule double is what saved the game for Atlanta in the 10th inning. I'll explain after the pitch. Yeah, Didi Gregorius at first base. Hicks hit a double slicing away from Charlie Culberson into the right field corner. Had it not bounced over the fence, Gregorius would have certainly scored and the game would have ended. Instead, Didi had to stop at third. Braves walked Andujar, then Bird and Romine struck out, and Atlanta went to the 11th where they pushed across the winning runs. Sean started to pile up a few pitches after he got the first 2 outs.
Yeah, a little trouble with strike 1. First pitch strikes, usually one of his strengths. Hicks averaged better right-handed than left. He's hit 6 homers in 74 at-bats versus 8 homers in 160 at-bats.
Runner goes. This one's lifted toward right. Markakis back, checks the wall. Look at that ball carry. It's a home run. They don't go far in right field in the Bronx, but they all count. A 2-run homer with 2 outs, and the Yankees strike first.
Bell-type fastball. You just hit it in the air that way. You got a chance.
So 15 homers for Hicks. His 4th homer in the last 3 games, and the Yankees have hit 30 homers in their last 14 home games. And a sharply hit ground ball to first. Freeman's got that, and that is the inning. 2-out trouble for Newcomb. Another pop fly homer for New York. They score first in the first in game 2. By Geico, July 3rd, 2016, the Marlins and Braves faced off in the first regular season pro contest of any sport played on an active military base. Fort Bragg in North Carolina would play host in a newly constructed 12,500 capacity ballpark. The Marlins went on to beat the Braves 5-2.
Talk to any of the Braves players who were there for that. They, to a man, say it was one of the most exciting experiences they ever had playing baseball.
So the Yankees use their home field advantage in the first inning. A 2-run homer by Hicks to the short porch in right. Kurt Suzuki leads off the Atlanta second. And Herman misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Kurt had a couple of hits, drove in a run, scored 2 runs. And ball 2. Nationals are playing host to the Red Sox and getting clobbered again. It's 9-2 Boston. Xander Bogaerts has hit a 3-run homer for Boston, and a shot into left field, a base hit for Kurt. So the second inning in a row, the Braves have the leadoff man aboard. And here's last night's hero, Ronald Acuna.
Loved what he said afterwards when he was talking to Paul Byrd in the interview about how he had told Albies before he went to the plate he was hoping to end the ball game or at least hit the game-winning hit, and was able to do it.
Our StatCast sponsored by AWS as Acuna takes a strike. Seven homers, 18 RBIs for Ronald. He's hit a couple of homers since coming back from the DL. fooled there. It's 0-2.
Boy, that is some kind of good off-speed pitch.
It's a great story on Herman, written by Mark Craig in The Athletic today. He mentioned that he was originally with the Marlins. A swing and a miss. Acuna didn't get it, and he is strikeout victim number 2. He was a huge Derek Jeter fan, and his dad, who was a pretty good semi-professional baseball player in the Dominican, got him that jersey and pretty much took him under his wing and taught him everything he knows about the game. He was a third baseman who wanted to pitch, and none of his coaches would let him go to the mound. So he quit playing baseball for 2 years and then started seeing all of his buddies playing and having fun, decided to pick the game up again, and then went to a tryout camp. Baltimore and the Cubs took a look at him and said, well, you're too skinny to be a real prospect. Well, in 2009 he signed that first contract with the Marlins. 5 years later he was pitching in the MLB Futures game, and now he's pitching for Derek Jeter's old team, the New York Yankees.
Good story. And tonight has good stuff.
Real good stuff. One ball, one strike. And that almost hit Tyler Flowers. It's 2-1. So Herman, almost 9 years to the day since signing his first contract with Miami, is pitching against the Braves here in New York, and he said every time he pitches, his dad cries when he watches him on a big league mound. You can understand why. Two and two. Right now, nothing for the Braves hitters to eliminate.
I mean, his delivery is almost like a batting practice pitcher, only they don't throw 95.
Suzuki a short lead. The pitch. Strike 3 outside corner. Flowers caught looking. Back-to-back strikeouts. 3 for Herman. And Flowers has a quick word with Ortiz, who's already getting a little bit of ire from both offenses early.
That was like a two-seamer that backed up over the outside corner, and first time he's really tried to air one out. Fell off the mound on his follow-through, but it worked.
Johan Camargo has an 8-game hitting streak, 13 hits in that stretch. Camargo tied the game last night for Atlanta with a leadoff solo home run that went 371 feet, and it came on an 0-2 count. So he's hit 8 homers. Number 9 would tie it up. A little squibber hit toward third. That is a foul ball. Ball dropped at first. It was called a foul ball. And Ron Washington's looking into the Atlanta dugout. Was that ball in foul ground when it was fielded by Andujar?
Again, it's the call of the home plate umpire until it gets to the bag. That would be on Ortiz. Hard to say that that looks foul.
So Johan back to the plate. Suzuki back at first. 2 outs in the inning.
And the Braves are getting their first look at this guy. He's mixing his pitches well. He's showing them everything he's got. Good life on his fastball, curveball, and that excellent changeup.
And lots of swings and misses early. 1-2 pitch. He is out of play. So the 1-2 pitch coming for Camargo here. And a balk. Herman just balked. Suzuki will take second base. That was called immediately by Chad Fairchild at first base.
Yeah, that was fairly obvious. A little twitch.
So a single might gift the Braves a run. Let's see if Johan can make contact. The pitch. He is lined out of play. Took a little while for Johan to get on track at the plate, but he's on a very nice roll, Joe. All of a sudden his average is climbing toward the 260s. Taking his walks, he's driving in big runs. We know all about how good his arm is. He's played an exceptional third base for Atlanta. And I would assume if that continues, what was considered by some to be a pressing need for the ball club, that being a third baseman, with the deadline approaching here at the end of the month, that might be something that could be scratched off the needs list.
It's certainly not urgent.
So a ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Already 35 pitches for Herman. A few more wouldn't hurt here. But it's foul to play. I'd say it wasn't to be, but Johan just got a piece to stay alive. Look at the perspiration dripping off the bill of that cap. Another oppressively hot and humid day in New York. Strike 3. A beauty. He just struck out the side. Twice in as many innings the Braves have put the leadoff man aboard, but can't do anything with it. 2-0 New York. gave up a single and a pop fly homer to Aaron Hicks for the 2-0 Yankees lead. Pretty efficient otherwise, and you can see why we talk about low pitch counts will be key. Mr. Herman's going to need a new cap, it appears, as he gets ready for his third inning of work. Miguel Andujar is the Yankees third baseman. He'll lead off. Rookie of the month in June in the American League with 7 homers. He has 12 overall. And again, strike one issues for Newcomb. 1 ball, no strikes.
Now let's see if he can do a little better job on that this inning. That'll help. Missed on that one.
So it's an even count, a ball and a strike. And Duhar was on base twice last night, a single and a 10th inning walk. He was intentionally walked ahead of Bird and Romine. Those were the 2 men that struck out with the bases loaded. And that stayed too high. 2 balls and a strike. Now it's even 2-2. New York's other team is the Mets. They're in Toronto tonight. They lead 4-0 early. Devin Mesoraco's hit a home run for them. 2-2 pitch. Out straight back. The Phillies are scheduled to host Baltimore tonight. Right now that game's in a rain delay. The Phillies are 3.5 games behind the Braves. They've won 2 straight. And are 28-16 so far at home. Most home wins in the Eastern Division. And Andujar chased upstairs. First strikeout for Newcomb, 1 away. 50th strikeout for the Yankees third baseman. And here's Brandon Drury.
And the 91st for Sean in 94 innings.
He needs 1 more for his 200th big league strikeout. Perhaps Drury will oblige here. Drury was down to AAA from May 15th to June 28th. Gets the start at first base for the Yankees tonight and takes a strike.
Really surprising. I thought this was a great pickup for the Yankees, but he has not hit. 6 for 27, a double and a homer, but 9 strikeouts. And the way Andujar has played, send him back to AAA.
That's easy at first for Freddie. Quickly, 2 outs. So Kyle Higashioka is the catcher and the 8th place hitter for the Yankees. Snapped an 0 for 22 against the Red Sox with a home run off David Price. He was 0 for 3 in the game last night. One ball, no strikes. Gary Sanchez is the #1 Yankees catcher. He's out with a groin issue. He'll be lost 2 to 3 weeks. As this one's down the left field line, curling near the pole, it is a home run. And the Yankees lead 3-0 on 2 two-out homers.
Talked about him last night having some pop in his bat. He doesn't get many hits, but the ones he gets seem to go a long way. Fastball in, and he launched it. Sean has only given up 7 home runs on the year coming into this start. 2 in 2 innings tonight.
So 2 hits, 2 homers for Higashioka, the Yankees catcher. Now Neil Walker bats and takes one in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. So the Yankees living up to their nickname, the Bronx Bombers. They've hit 2 more homers tonight. They've hit 140 of them so far this year, and have a chance to set the all-time home run record in a single season by a big league club, which is held by Seattle, believe it or not. So Neil Walker has an even count. Walker getting the start at second, and that missed. 2 balls and a strike.
Walker only a $147 from this side of the plate. Switch hitter, 5 for 34. Only 1 extra base hit, a double.
And like Drury, with the great play of Gleyber Torres at second, he hasn't had many starts at second base. And a deep count for Walker. Full count. And ball 4. Newcomb was walking off the mound. He thought that was strike 3. Tyler Flowers came out of the chute thinking the inning was over.
Everybody was leaving. Walker was leaving. Braves were leaving. Remember, Tyler got rung up on a pitch he questioned his first time up.
It hit the glove, but not called a strike. And Brett Gardner's coming up, so more pitches for Newcomb here in the second. Sean has thrown strike 1 to 4 of the first 10 Yankee hitters. Hicks a first inning homer. Higashioka a 2-out solo shot here in the second, makes it 3-zip.
Better breaking ball.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And his third full count amongst the first 10 hitters.
Yeah, needs to finish him off right here before you get to Aaron Judge.
Runner goes. Pitch bounced toward first. Freeman has it hit off the heel of his glove. Race to the bag, and he got there just in time. Head first dive by Gardner goes unrewarded, and the inning comes to a close. Tricky hop handled by Freddie at first. The Yankees settle for the Higashioka homer to take a 3-0 lead in the second inning. New York might take a peek at this. Bang bang play at first. We will go to the third inning. Swanson, Inciarte, and Albies are coming up. USS Intrepid Museum, founded in 1982. It is a National Historic Landmark. The Intrepid served tours of duty in World War II and Vietnam, was a recovery vessel for the Gemini and Mercury space missions. There are 28 authentically restored aircraft, including the Lockheed A-12, the world's fastest military jet, the Concorde, and more. Pretty cool. So it's 3-0 Yankees after 2. Dansby Swanson leads off. Inciarte and Albies to follow. Herman with 4 strikeouts in his first 2 innings. The Braves have had 2 leadoff men on and 2 runners stranded at second so far in the game.
Yeah, let's get another leadoff guy on and see if that continues. Get him to work out of the stretch again.
Swinging bunt. Higashioka pounces and gets his man by a step at first. And that's 4 straight retired by the Yankees right-hander. And Inciarte's coming up.
Second time through the order. Let's see if he changes what he's doing, which you wouldn't expect him to because it's working, and see what adjustments the Braves hitters make.
Would you agree his off-speed stuff's been the best?
Absolutely.
So can you go up looking for that?
If you want to eliminate something, eliminate the fastball right now. The other stuff he's using quite a bit, especially after the first pitch.
Ender swung at a fastball off the plate and is down a strike. How does that conversation go in the dugout after the first time through the lineup? I know hitters will talk about what a guy has, what his stuff is, but how does the approach change? Does the game plan change when you see what he actually has as opposed to video?
There might be someone in there who's charting the pitches or who is voicing that they're seeing a lot of off-speed pitches. He's gone fastball, curveball, fastball to Ender. That was a better pitch to hit than the first one. But certainly the information shared in there has to be at this point talking about changeup and curveball.
Two-strike pitch. And now an even count.
He's given up 11 homers himself in just 64 innings. 5 to left-handers, 6 to right-handers. You know, the scouting report we had was that if he's nibbling, because his ball moves quite a bit, and it moves so much that it'll then move off the plate if he's nibbling. Tonight he's pounding the zone with his fastball.
Sinker coming here. And it's taken high. A 1-out walk, so Inciarte's aboard for a second time. And that'll bring up Ozzie Albies, who struck out in his first trip to the plate.
You know, he shook off a couple of pitches from his catcher, who probably was catching him in AAA this year. They know each other, and decided to throw a 3-2 curveball. It's kind of silly when he's got a 3-0 lead. But again, he's throwing that off-speed stuff a lot.
Ozzy's our Zaxby's indescribably good player. Impressive on-base streak, which we hope continues tonight. A little pop into shallow right. Walker drifts out and has plenty of room. And Ozzy goes after the first pitch after a walk and is the second out. So he's 0 for 2. Freddie's 0 for 1. He flied out to left.
That didn't appear that Ozzy had much of a plan on that one. Just see it and hit it.
Shift on for Freddie. Let's see if he can hit the ball hard. He did, and a towering fly ball to right. Stanton, though, running parallel to the warning track, is going to get there, and that retires the side. So Albies and Freeman both go after the first pitch after Ender walked with 1 out. That bails out Herman, and the Braves are out of luck in the third. Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets. Enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Sean Newcomb could use an easy inning. He's gotten the first 2 outs pretty quickly in the first and second innings. It's the work after that that's given him trouble. A Hicks 2-run homer. A Higashioka solo homer in the second. Makes it 3-0 New York. And that one just a little bit high and away.
It's about the third time he's really airmailed that curveball. Maybe not to the backstop, but he's been high and wide. I don't know if that's due to perspiration and grip or not.
Aaron Judge leads off and launches out of play to the right side. Judge has hit a homer in 4 of the last 6 Yankee games. He's got 23 of them in total. In fact, the Yankees have 5 players now with 15 or more homers. there are 6 teams that don't have a single player with 15 homers. So you know what the Yankees' plan of attack is in 2018.
Another problem with the curveball, the pitch before that. Last pitch was a changeup in the dirt.
And Judge takes a walk. His 60th of the year, and the Yankees have their first leadoff man aboard. And here's Giancarlo Stanton.
Take a look at that, folks. That's Freddie Freeman. It's 6'5", 220. Next to Andre the Giant.
So here's Stanton, a 2-strike single in the first inning, just ahead of the Hicks homer. And taken low, ball 1. Again, strike 1, but the first pitch has not been there for Sean yet tonight.
Not much is working yet for Sean tonight. He's not able to throw strikes with any of his 3 pitches. That's a problem.
So he and Flowers searching for the magic bullet here, as Judge is chased back to first. He's got 4 stolen bases this year, so you have to keep an eye on him. One ball, no strikes. Fly ball well hit toward left. Acuna back to the track is going to have room. Stanton just missed. Back to first is Judge, 1 out.
Boy, did he get the barrel out on that with that closed stance. Still able to turn on it and just missed hitting a home run.
Yeah, that closed stance really has turned things around for Stanton. Frank Menachino with the Marlins helped him do that.
That was something off speed.
So Stanton just missed hitting his 20th homer. Hicks has hit his 15th. That game with 2 outs in the first. It went straight up and straight out into shallow right. And you could tell the Brave starter Sean Newcomb was just stunned. In Atlanta, that's probably an out shy of the warning track. Not here.
It's funny, the Yankee fans know anything hit in the air that way, they're used to knowing what is going to go out.
.364. The
generous tail of the tape.
I was just going to say it's .314 to the pole. And then the right field fence, unlike old Yankee Stadium, which had a little bit of a curve to it, it goes straight out toward the New York bullpen to the .385 sign. .408 to center, .399 to left center, and then .318 down the left field line. So you can pitch to left, center, and right center here. But anything hit to right, there's danger in the air. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well located fastball there.
Hicks still alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hicks would like to have that one back. That was kind of like the pitch that Higashioka hit out.
Already 53 pitches for Newcomb tonight. And now the 2-2 pitch instead to first. Judge leads from first again. Now the 2-2. Another full count. Five 3-ball counts, 4 3-2 counts so far in the game. So let's see if Judge is running with a full count. Newcomb gets a long look at him. He's not going. And the pitch is high. Ball 4. Second walk of the inning. Third walk of the game. And Chuck Hernandez will pay a visit here.
He only averages about 2 walks per 9. A little over that. You can see his frustration there talking to Tyler. Something he rarely shows.
And you see the perspiration dripping off of his cap. Niagara Falls is a couple 100 miles from here, but you wouldn't know it by watching the 2 starters tonight.
Calmed him down, looking Chuck in the eye, listening to him. First one out there was some frustration being voiced. Something he's not used to lately. His last 11 starts, 7-1 with a 2.07 ERA. But it is a battle for him tonight in the early going.
Didi Gregorius the batter, 2 on, 1 out. Gregorius 3 for his last 16 at the plate. And Didi bailed him out there with a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Well, look, this is still a very manageable game. It's 3-0 in a bandbox ballpark. Sean's learning a little more about himself here. He does not have good stuff tonight. He's trying to keep the Braves in this game. It's a big inning. No balls and a strike. He's ahead 0-2 as that curveball is banged into the Yankee dugout. 0-2.
Needs a ground ball. More than likely could get that from a changeup if he can make a good pitch with it. Gregorius swung at a bad pitch, the first pitch of this sequence. I'd throw that fastball out there again, see if he chases again, then come back with a changeup.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. There was the fastball. Let's see if the changeup follows. Notice all the stars and stripes on the uniforms. All the major league clubs are wearing the 4th of July week celebratory uniforms. And now Newcomb ready with his 0-2. Judge takes off for third. The pitch is low and away, and it's a stolen base. but Hicks didn't follow it. So the double play is still in order, but now with a runner at third, a fly ball could steal another Yankee run. As I told you, Judge, a man you have to keep an eye on. That's his 5th steal.
I'm not sure that Sean even looked back. He's got his hands full trying to throw strikes. That was a breaking ball. Another good choice by Judge. No chance for Tyler.
Well, we told you at the start of the broadcast, one of the challenges when you play the Yankees, not just this ballpark, but the work they do against left-handed pitching. They have done that tonight. 44 homers, 20 wins against left-handed starters, and a team .256 batting average for Aaron Boone's club. And that 20-6 mark, better than any other club against opposing lefties.
In lieu of a double play ball, strikeout would be nice here too.
He went, and there's the strikeout. Gregorius swung at a couple of balls off the plate. Thank you very much. That is career strikeout number 200 for Newcomb, number 2 tonight. And Andujar, the final hope for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 3rd. Sean struck him out back in the 2nd inning. What a lonely feeling it must be in the center of the diamond when you don't have a pitch you can go to get a strike.
And already at 63 pitches in the 3rd inning. And sweating bullets.
Another 3-ball count.
Sometimes for a young player, whether you're a pitcher or a position player, things are going well for you. It's easy. You run into a speed bump and you realize it's not easy every day.
Yankees have the bases loaded thanks to 3 walks in the inning. And Drury's coming up. And the Braves bullpen will get an early summons here. When Chuck Hernandez went out, I thought I saw Sean say he doesn't have a grip on the ball. I mean, look at him.
That was evident from the curveball.
Well, he's like he's standing in the shower. That's how much perspiration he has working. As Luke Jackson, the first man to start to warm tonight. Here's Drury, bases loaded, 2 out. And he fouls that away for a strike. Won't know till after the game when Paul Bird goes to the Braves locker room for his interview segment for Braves Live. But you can see how he is soaked through the uniform top. He has an undershirt on. That bright red cap a couple of shades darker with all the perspiration. So an even count for Drury. No place to put him.
Yeah, that jersey and undershirt are so heavy right now that he's having trouble. You know, he's like stretching his arms out to get some room to work.
And when you're as wild as he has been, close calls like that probably won't go your way. It looked to be a strike, wasn't called. 2-1. A Yankee at every base. The 2-1 pitch. Not close. Ball 3.
Every time he throws a pitch, he wipes his hand on his pants right after he lets it go. I haven't seen him go to the rosin bag that much. Have you?
A little bit.
Okay.
But there's nowhere to go to get the hand dry.
No.
So he's got to throw a strike at where it costs him a run. The pitch. And he didn't. That's fourth walk of the inning, and the Yankees lead 4-0. So an RBI for Drury, 5 walks in the game for Newcomb. And now Higashioka, who hit a solo home run his last time up, is coming up.
Well, if you're the Yankees catcher, you're ready to tee off because you know he's struggling to try and throw the ball over the plate. It's pretty evident at this point that he's soaked through his jersey. So you've got a pretty small strike zone, but you're ready to tee off on the very first one, no matter how many he's walked. Well, it won't matter.
Because that's going to be the end of the line for Newcomb, who's given up 4 runs on 3 hits, 5 walks, and a couple of disappointing outings for Sean on the road in the American League East. First in Boston, now here at Yankee Stadium. It's 4-0 New York in Game 2. Third inning, they've gotten 4 free passes and a 4th run as Luke Jackson comes in for relief.
And it will be long relief.
You can go any way you want. Go style, go savings, go today.
So Jackson's got to get the Yankees catcher here. He comes in a big pickle. Bases loaded, 2 outs. All of the Yankees runs with 2 outs tonight.
He last worked on the 29th at St. Louis, a third of an inning, 2 hits and a walk and a run.
So Kyle Higashioka, the catcher, with a home run tonight. Takes low. Newcomb threw 60 pitches. He threw how many first pitch strikes? 6 of 16. Excuse me, 6 of 16 first pitch strikes for Sean. He threw 70 overall pitches. And now Jackson misses ball 2.
Disappointing night for him.
Again, still a manageable game. And as many home runs as the Yankees hit, you can't keep walking runners with the bases, or walking hitters with the bases loaded. Got that one called.
Much appreciated.
Braves have walked. Braves relief corps has walked 6 men in their first 9 innings this month. Jackson's got to come back from a 3-1 count, and he can't do it. That's the 5th walk of the inning. A 2 RBI night for Higashioka, who is 1 for 10 coming into the game today. So he's got 2 RBIs. That scores Hicks. That run belongs to Sean. And the Yankees lead 5-0.
Home runs and walks against the Yankees, a bad combination.
So back-to-back bases loaded walks. Walker the batter. Maybe the most appropriately named man in this inning.
Yeah.
He is the 8th to hit. 3 straight walks after 2 outs for the Atlanta staff. Yankees lead 5-0.
It's got to be the most irritating thing of all for a pitcher when you know you've got to throw strikes and you're trying to make good pitches and not getting them.
That one got away, but no advance. So Jackson's come in. He's thrown 8 pitches, 2 strikes.
Braves used their bullpen last night. 4 different guys. Everybody threw an inning except for Biddle, who went 2 innings. Anibal Sanchez started the game and went 6, so that helped, as they had to go 11 innings to win.
2 balls, 1 strike. Line to first, and Freddie's got it. That was a missile. And mercifully, the 3rd inning comes to a close. The Yankees get 2, and it could have been a whole lot worse. The Braves walked 5 men in the inning. 2 of them score. 6 walks have been very, very costly. New York's hit a couple of home runs as well tonight. We head to the 4th inning where Nick Markakis will lead off. He's our Synovus Greatness Made Here feature.
Last couple of weeks, a lot of extra base hits, a lot of RBIs and runs scored. Came into the game tonight with his average at 324, tied for the team lead in RBIs. Braves got to start pecking away at a 5-run deficit.
Maybe Herman got cold sitting on the bench for a long time.
Yeah.
That would be tough to do on an upper 80s degree night with humidity to match. And that's low. 1 ball, no strikes. So the line on Newcomb, 2 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 5 runs, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, and the 2 home runs. And that missed badly. Ball 2. Kyle Higashioka with his 2nd and 3rd RBIs for the Yankees on a homer and a bases loaded walk. There's a strike. It's 2-1. It's said of the Yankees, Joe, that they have some top of the rotation pitching issues they've got to settle. We did not see and won't see Luis Severino, who's their ace in this series. They're going to get Tanaka back at some point. CeCe Sabathia has been pitching very well. Sonny Gray hasn't pitched well, and Jordan Montgomery, whose spot Herman is taking, is out with Tommy John surgery. There's the 3-1 pitch. Number 1, are there any top flight, top of the rotation type starters available at the deadline? And have Herman and Loaizaga pitched well enough to perhaps be enticing trade candidates for the Yankees, who, as you know, are not afraid to trade a lot of the future for a chance to win right now here in New York.
Yeah, they pulled it off last year when they got Sonny Gray, who was one of the prized candidates during the leading up to the trade deadline. They went out, they were the ones that got him.
And that one all the way to the backstop. Markakis will walk. The Braves have the leadoff man for the 3rd time in the game. But Gray's pitched. He's had 1 or 2 good starts. The rest of them have been very, very disappointing.
It doesn't matter to the Yankees if there's anybody on the market or not. They'll go out and make a market. They'll go out and find someone that's not even on anybody's radar and make a deal.
So if there are any general managers around the major leagues watching the game tonight, it's Brian Cashman's birthday. If you want to work a deal, I'm sure he'd love to get another top of the rotation arm for New York. As Kurt Suzuki's the batter, he's got a base hit tonight. And he takes a strike. The other question I think we have about the Yankees is they are so home run reliable. And we told you about that number last night. When they don't hit a home run, they're 7-10 on the year. Can they play that style of baseball in postseason play when you're running into 1s, 2s, and the occasional 3 in a playoff series?
Absolutely they can in this ballpark. As long as they're playing at home.
Right.
They sure can.
1 ball, 1 strike. And popped up toward left. Gardner will move in a step or 2, and he's got that for out number 1.
One of the advantages of that, to back it up, Chip, is that they're 2 big boppers, Judge and Stanton. They may strike out a lot, but the one thing you try to avoid doing is pitching them middle in, you know, right in their wheelhouse. So if you're trying to pitch them away, guess what? They only got to hit it 320 feet the other way.
Which we've seen a couple of times in this series, also by this man, Ronald Acuna, who homered here last night. Acuna struck out in the 2nd inning after Suzuki led off the frame with a hit. And now he lifts another one toward left. Gardner on the run, heading toward the corner. He's got room. Braves have been swinging a lot at first pitches in this ball game tonight with very little success. Albies, Freeman, now Acuna out early in the count and quickly 2 are away.
Yeah, he fell behind Matt, or rather Nick, right away, and Nick worked a solid at bat, earned a walk.
Tyler Flowers took a 3rd strike in the 2nd. Didn't think much of the call. One of 4 strikeouts by Germán so far in the game. He's held the Braves to just 2 hits. Lot to like about this young man. He's got the off-speed stuff. Once he figures out how to harness that fastball command, look out. As it's turned into a gorgeous sunset in New York. Better high strike, even count. Phillies and Baltimore are underway in the 1st inning. I believe that's Zach Eflin pitching for the Titans tonight. Eflin went 5-0 in June with a 1.76 ERA. He might have been their best pitcher on a club that has Aaron Nola on it. That's saying something.
Yeah, he's been outstanding since he came back.
And the Phillies are beginning a stretch now. I think the next 2 weeks they play sub 500 clubs. A string of games that the Braves just completed on the homestand at SunTrust Park. Pitch. Strike 3 right down Broadway. Flowers thought he was quick pitched. He can't believe it. Ramon Ortiz strikes as Flowers is out of the box, and he can't believe it. He just got rung up to end the 4th inning, and the Braves' offensive frustrations are apparent. Flowers was asking for time. It wasn't granted. And now Brian Snitker out talking to the home plate umpire about just that. Crucial end to the top of the 4th inning with Tyler Flowers in the box.
But watch Germán. He's getting his sign. He didn't go into a stretch. He went into a windup. And that may have been what threw Tyler off. He asked for time, but it was too late. He took a step back like in his windup. That was not a stretch.
And there's no rule that says you can't do that with a runner at first.
No. I don't know if that was what Tyler's beef was. But it was a windup, not a stretch.
And you could see while Germán was into that windup, Tyler stuck his hand up to request time. You can ask for time, but it is the umpire's discretion to grant it. Just because you ask doesn't mean play stops. And Flowers frozen for strikeout number 5. That ends the 4th inning. And the top of the order coming up for the Yankees. So nothing's gone right for the Braves tonight, who trail 5-zip. And the first pitch hammered by Gardner toward the gap in left center. Acuna dives, can't get it. It's up against the wall. Ender backs up. Gardner, a big turnaround second, will stop there. So Gardner has his first hit of the series. Great effort by Acuna. And Gardner's 12th double has Jackson in the soup very quickly.
High fastball leveled off on it too. Just missed.
So Judge bats. He walked and scored in the third inning. He's also flied out to right. We are in the fourth inning. Judge, Stanton, and Hicks are coming up. They're the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Yankees. This is their third time to the plate. That is not good news when you play these guys at home, where the Yankees are a whopping 31-13 this year. Line into left field, a base hit. Gardner had to hold up, and the Yankees have runners at the corners.
I don't know if I've ever seen a third baseman play closer to the line in a situation that wasn't guarding the line in the ninth inning. Camargo's foot was almost on the strike. Look where he was. That's playing a guy to pull.
So here's Stanton. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Yankees getting their 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position out of their system in this game. A big handful of walks has certainly helped too. The pitch, and Giancarlo didn't get it. Strike one. Before the Yankees pulled off the deal with the Marlins to bring Stanton here, it was rumored that the Marlins had deals in place with the Giants and then the Cardinals to acquire Stanton. But he had a full no trade clause in his contract given to him by Jeffrey Loria in Miami. And Stanton chose to come to New York and play with Aaron Judge here. No balls, 1 strike. Think how differently the balance of power in the National League might have tilted had Stanton stayed in the senior circuit, either in St. Louis or with San Francisco.
Well, he had his choice. Basically, he could just sit and wait, see who came along, and going to the American League gives him the opportunity to DH once in a while, as well as play the outfield, plus be on a good ball club.
And the obvious question, anytime a player is acquired by the Yankees or signs here as a free agent, how will they handle New York and all the expectations that come with being a Yankee? Moving on to play foul. Talked about that with Susan Waldman years ago. Susan's a longtime partner of John Sterling on the Yankees radio broadcasts, and she said something very interesting. It's one thing if you are born and raised a Yankee, if you are drafted by this organization and were nurtured and developed and got to the big leagues as a younger player. But until you win a ring, you're a mercenary. After you get that championship, well, then you're a Yankee. As Stanton swings and misses. Oh, that was an interesting perspective.
Good pitch by Luke.
Has his first strikeout.
Yeah, there have been plenty of mercenaries. Yeah, I wonder if that was the same treatment that Reggie felt when he came here. Somehow I don't think so.
Aaron Hicks has homered, walked, scored twice. He's knocked in 2. Now he's batting left-handed against Jackson. And Flowers knocked that down. Ball 1. Boston goes to the 9th inning in Washington, leading the Nationals 9-3. Nothing going right for Washington of late. If they lose that game, they'll be back to 500 this year. Who would have thought that on or about the 4th of July?
Not me.
They're about to fall to 19-22 at home. The pitch is hammered foul. And the trouble for Washington is they've got Strasburg on the DL. Gio Gonzalez has had a couple of poor starts. Tanner Roark has been human. Back end of the rotation hasn't been good, and they've lost 4 of the last 5 games started by Max Scherzer. That is tough to overcome.
Sure is. Scherzer's supposed to be your stopper. Roark tonight, 7 innings, 10 hits, 2 walks, 9 runs allowed.
Wow.
He has an ERA of 4.5.
That must be a different Tanner Roark than the one the Braves see. Baltimore's got an early run against the Phillies. They lead 1-0 at Citizens Bank. Braves are 3.5 up on the Phillies in the division. The 1-1 pitch is lifted toward left. Long run for Acuna. Camargo will join. Johan sliding try. Came up just a little short. Great effort. But Hicks will get another swing here. We got a long way to go in the season, but as things are stacking up in the division right now, what an amazing final 2 weeks it could be if the Braves and Phillies remain neck and neck atop the East.
Braves have a tough schedule in September.
Sure do. Boston, Arizona, the Giants, the Cardinals, and 7 of the final 10 games of the year head to head with the Phillies, including the final 3 of the year at Citizens Bank. 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Hicks didn't get that. So after 2 hits to open the inning, Stanton and Hicks are struck out, and Didi Gregorius the batter.
2 excellent strikeout pitches by Jackson.
Put a 0 up there and see if the Braves can come back.
Luke has good stuff. You know, in some ways he's like Matt Whistler. He's got good stuff. You just don't know which night you're going to see it. There's a lot of inconsistencies.
Two on, 2 out. The pitch is out of play, foul. Jackson was a busy man for the Braves last year. Pitched in 43 games at the big league level. Won 2 games. Had a 4.62 ERA. Braves got him from the Texas Rangers in a deal for Brady Feigl. Runner at first is going. The pitch is dropped by Flowers. No chance to get Judge, who has 2 stolen bases tonight. One ball, 1 strike for Didi Gregorius. Now 1-2. Gregorius, 28 years old, born in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, lives in Curacao in the offseason. That one got away. Gardner's going to break for the plate and belly flop home safely. Ball in the dirt gives the Yankees their 6th run. And Judge moves up on the wild pitch.
Tyler was in front of it, blocked it, but went off his glove.
Gardner scores his first run. Judge at third with 2 outs. And over the screen out of play. Did you know that Didi Gregorius was originally a Cincinnati Red?
No.
Arizona got him in a 3-team deal in 2012. It involved Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Arizona. Drew Stubbs was in that trade. Trevor Bauer was in that trade. Sin-Shu Chu was in that deal. In the air toward left center, and Ender is going to catch that, and that retires the side. The Yankees have scored in every inning. A wild pitch brought home Gardner. It's 6-0 after 4. Where the Yankees, sadly, after 4 innings, have a 6-0 lead. Time for a big Atlanta rally. It's the 5th inning, and it's brought to you by Audi Q5. Johan Camargo will lead off. Herman has had a couple of very long innings of rest, while the Yankees bats have done their work. The Braves have not had a 1-2-3 defensive inning so far tonight. New York has scored in every frame so far. Johan struck out to end the 2nd inning. And that went in for a strike.
Generous call. Sometimes he kind of tucks that right elbow in, and it's not really a sidearm delivery, but it really does create a lot of spin to run a sinker away from the left-handed hitters.
I'm trying to think in my mind's eye who his delivery reminds me of, and maybe way off, but Juan Cruz is kind of a guy I'm thinking about with that leg kick. As Camargo takes ball 4, a 5-pitch at bat, and that's walk number 3 for Herman. Juan Cruz was a spindly, thin guy who could throw very hard. So Atlanta again with a leadoff man aboard. That's 4 in the first 5 innings.
Well, I think we ought to keep an eye on him now to see if he pitches out of the windup instead of the stretch with a runner on, since he pulled that on Tyler.
Dansby tapped in front of the plate his first time and almost got hit. Ball 1. Braves have 2 hits. A leadoff single by NCRT in the first, a second inning leadoff hit by Suzuki. That's it. They've gotten 3 walks in the last 3 innings, but have yet to break through. And an even count. In the 6th inning on Sunday, Dansby bounced into a fielder's choice that brought in a run. That was his 100th career RBI. See if he can add to that total tonight. Runner at first, nobody out. And a little low, even count. Excuse me, 2 balls and a strike for Swanson.
A little more patience this inning. That's good to see. Braves have had a base runner in every inning.
One more game with the Yankees here tomorrow, then we're off to Milwaukee for a 4-game set with the first place Brewers, who won today over Minnesota 2-0. And a play foul. Paul Bird sent me a very odd statistical note from that game. Joe Mauer started and played all 8 innings at first base. He did not have a putout or an assist at first base in the game. First time that's happened since 1974 in a major league game.
I'm surprised it's happened at all.
2-2. So Joe Mauer, maybe the Maytag repairman for Minnesota. Moral victory for Milwaukee too. They didn't give up a grand slam, something they've been doing a lot of lately. Brewers had allowed a grand slam in 3 consecutive games. Only the 4th time that's happened in National League history. The payoff. And strike 3 inside corner. Another off-speed pitch. 6 strikeouts for Herman.
When you're up 6-0, you can do this. Not sure it had the plate. Looked like catcher had to reach for it and then bring it back. But strike zone's been a little iffy tonight. But you can throw curveballs 3-2 when you've got a nice lead.
Looks like Herman has a new cap. And a strike for Ender, who led off with a single tonight, stole second, but was left stranded. He and Suzuki, the only Braves to get to second base tonight. Kurt got there on a balk. And it's quickly 0-2. Another huge crowd tonight in New York. At 43,000 plus here last night. The Yankees are averaging over 42,000 per game. And they got a terrific club. Starts play a game behind Boston. In the AL East, the pitch. Fly ball hit toward right. Stanton on the run. He's gone as far as he can go. Won't get it. It's a 2-run homer for Ender. And here come the Braves. As you said, Joe, walks and homers can cause you some problems. They did for Herman here in the fifth, I beg your pardon. And it's now a 4-run Yankee lead.
Would have been nice if that 3-2 curveball had been called ball 4-2 to make it a 3-run homer. The one to Dansby. Down and into Ender. And up and out for Ender. His 6th.
And now a high fly ball off the bat of Albies deep to right field. And the Braves have gone back to back. Albies has swung at the first pitch his last 2 times up. And now it's a 3-run game. His 18th home run.
That was no cheapie. That one went in the second deck. Hanging breaking ball. And this one went a long way.
So some Braves fans below us are chopping and chanting. It's a 6-3 game now. And as we said, in this ballpark, you can get the ball to right field, anything can happen. So 17 home runs for Albies coming into play tonight, now with 18. His last homer on June 25th against the Reds. And now Freddie lines one out of play. 3rd time this year the Braves have back-to-back homers, and their first since May 2nd when they did it against the other New York team, the Mets. Nothing in 2. Larry Rothschild to the mound after the hanging breaking ball hit by Ozzie. Herman has gone with hard fastballs here. And another one, but Freddie hits it over the shift. Another 2-strike base hit. Freddie needed that. And the Yankee bullpen starts to work. Here's Markakis. Braves are making things very interesting here in the top of the 5th inning.
High target. Wasn't high enough, and it was inside, and Freddie got through it. A little topspin on it, too, just to get it over the infielders.
Well, a long one here makes it a 1-run game. Markakis has popped out and walked.
That was A.J. Cole loosening up.
Braves saw him with the Nationals this year and lit him up, if memory serves. A strike to Nick. Three runs on 3 hits and a walk, 2 homers. Now the cleanup man, Markakis, up. Herman has to get through this 5th inning with the lead to qualify for his 3rd victory. Braves trying to get Newcomb off the hook. Sean could not get out of the 3rd inning tonight. Bouncing ball up the middle. That's going to scoot through for a base hit. So the Braves will bring the tying run to the plate. It's Kurt Suzuki's turn. And the natives getting a little restless here in the Bronx. What looked like a 6-0 laugher is now a 6-3 game, and the Braves, 3rd time through the order, are feasting against Herman.
Another breaking ball, too. One right behind him. Suddenly the tying run comes to the plate. And you think about the Yankees and their runs tonight. 2 on walks, 1 on a wild pitch.
And that is going to be it for Herman, who after 82 pitches is going to come out of this game. So he goes 4 1/3. He gives up the 2 homers, which, as Joe pointed out, has been problematic for him. 13 homers now in 69 innings for a very talented young man. But the fate of this game rests in the Yankee bullpen. New York has the lead, 2 on, 1 out.
Visit Synovus for your banking, lending, and investing needs. Synovus, the bank of here.
Well, it's former national A.J. Cole who is coming on in relief of Domingo Germán, who gave up 6 hits, 3 runs so far in his 4 1/3 innings. And A.J. Cole is a man the Braves saw twice in the first couple of weeks of the season, and they feasted. Cole made 2 starts against the Braves. He pitched a grand total of 9 innings, 12 runs, 13 hits, and 4 homers.
Well, if that didn't hurt him, he hurt his neck recently. He's just coming off the DL today. Came back from a rehab and activated before tonight's game with left neck strain. Maybe from throwing a pitch and his head snapping to the left.
That one went a long way. Let's see what Suzuki can do. And in for a strike. So neither manager got their wish. Neither starter could take this game deep tonight. The Yankees scored the first 6 runs. The Braves have scored 3 and still hit in the 5th. Atlanta with 3 runs on 4 hits in the inning. I believe 3 of the 4 hits came with 2 strikes.
I know Freddie's and Nick's did.
I think Enders was a 2-strike home run. So Germán out of the game. Cole the first man out for the Yankees in relief. Don't know how deep Aaron Boone can go into his vaunted relief corps tonight. 1-1. Markakis singled on a 1-2 pitch. He stands at first. Freeman singled on an 0-2 pitch. Kurt's got a 1-2 count. And Cole ready. Here it is. Strike 3. Suzuki didn't think that was a strike. So Cole retires the first batter he's assigned. 2 outs.
Borderline pitch to Dansby, called a strike 3. Certainly a borderline there. That was a ring up. That was not a swing.
Let's see if Acuna can come up with a 2-out hit. A flinch, but no call. Ronald is our Yellowwood bringing the lumber feature.
Great work his last 3 games. Six for 18. 2 homers on the road trip coming in.
Two on, 2 out. And a 1-1 pitch. Nice block. Ball 2. Big story in baseball tonight taking place in Seattle. Shohei Ohtani has been reactivated from the DL. He's going to be the designated hitter tonight. That partially torn elbow ligament. Angels need him healthy to try to climb back in the Western race. 2 balls and a strike.
Pretty good pitch. Froze Ronald.
Who did not see Cole in those early days of this 2018 season. Ronald had not yet been called up. Now the Yankee fans start to cheer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You really have to hold your breath every time there's a pitch even close, because you just don't know what Ortiz is going to call.
Big advantage here. Both runners get to get a head start on this. Find a gap, score them both.
The payoff. Check swing, bouncing ball deep in the hole at short. Gregorius won't have a play. Everybody's safe. It's an infield hit. He couldn't have rolled it in a better spot. And that keeps it alive for Atlanta. Bases loaded for Flowers. He becomes the 9th man to hit.
And really the difference is that the runners were moving, so Gregorius couldn't go to 3rd for an out, and he couldn't go to 2nd. Just a magic wand on that one.
So the Braves hope to continue their 2-out magic with Flowers, who's been caught looking twice. That was against Herman. A Brave at every base. And way outside, ball 1. Now it's the Yankees' turn to spend a long time out in the field defensively here. We have seen Tyler show an exceptionally good eye in these spots this year. He's drawn a couple of bases loaded walks. And now he's ahead in the count, 2-0. His strike zone should be shrinking here.
He can look for any pitch he wants.
Swung at ball 3.
Yes, he did.
But he's still ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike.
Pretty gutsy pitch there. 2-0 off-speed breaking ball.
Now he's got to throw a strike or the Braves get another run. They're playing Flowers as a pull hitter. He's got a ton of room on the right side of the infield if he guides one that way.
And we've seen him go that way a lot. A lot of line drives to right and right center. Again, very small strike zone. It's not the pitch you want. Lay off, you get another shot.
So it's full count.
Runners moving.
Freeman from third, Markakis at second, Acuna at first. Crowd on its feet. Here's the payoff. Pop fly right side and into the seats. Mentioned one of those games that A.J. Cole started for Washington. The game that he gave up 10 runs, Tyler Flowers didn't play in. Remember, he hurt his oblique in his first at bat of the year. Chris Stewart started that game for Atlanta behind the plate. Braves had 3 different catchers start the first 3 games of the year behind the plate because of that injury.
Every fastball has been a sinker. Every breaking ball has been slow.
So here we go again with a 3-2. Nice catch. Look at Ozzie. Charlie was ducking and Ozzie saying, "What are you worried about? I got you covered."
And just laughing. Fastest man on the bases is at first base. That's always a good advantage.
Another 3-2. Check swing, strikeout. And Flowers swung at 2 balls out of the zone in that sequence and is down on strikes for the 3rd time. Atlanta, though, gets 3 runs in the 5th inning. Back-to-back homers by Inciarte and Albies. And we got a game again in New York. It's a 6-3 Yankees lead now.
Fifth for the Braves. They score 3, but unfortunately it's 6-3 Yankees. Arodys Vizcaino was taken off the DL today. He is the Braves closer. Brian Snitker made it very clear that he is the #1 option in that closer role. But he really liked how Dan Winkler and A.J. Minter got experience getting saves recently, and he feels like he has 3 closers. We'll see how he plays it tonight, guys, saying that he would like to ease Arodys in, but if there is a save situation, he will go to him.
Thank you, Paul. That's a nice luxury for Brian now to have some options with Vizcaino back as Andujar pops one up to the left side and over the screen, foul for a strike. Brian also said that he will be very careful in how he uses Vizcaino. He had a stretch where he pitched him 4 times in 5 days and he saved all 4 of those games. But with 2 stints on the DL or rest for a shoulder problem, you have to be careful with monitoring that. Let's hope the Braves get a chance to use him tonight. They're down 3 runs, middle innings. Braves have yet to shut the Yankees down in any inning. They just scored 3 runs, need to put a 0 up and get the bats back.
This Guyano's return is timely too, because Minter had pitched each of the last 2 days to record saves.
Duhar, Drury, and Higashioka coming up for the Yankees. 2 bases loaded walks in the third and a wild pitch have accounted for the last 3 Yankee runs. And now Luke misses again, ball 3.
And there are guys standing in the field helpless. They just got the Braves back in the game, and there's nothing they can do unless somebody throws strikes.
Line toward left. That ball is off the fence. Acuna plays the ricochet, and Andujar is standing at second with a leadoff double. Braves fortunate that stayed in the ballpark. That was a screaming missile to left. His 24th double.
3-1 count. He's going to tee off and did not miss. Fastball down and in, and fortunately he didn't get it elevated.
So the Yankees try to come back and get a run or 2 back. The Braves just scored. Here's Drury. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. If you like walks, strikes out, and homers, this is your game. The Yankees have hit 2 homers. The Braves have hit 2 homers. We have seen 9 walks. We have seen 12 strikeouts.
To make room for Vizcaino on the roster, Michael Reed was sent back to AAA. Outfielder Evan Phillips is still here.
Drury, a former Brave. He'll try to get Andujar to third at the very least here, but he's down 2 strikes. And he bounces one, foul at third.
He was a 13th round pick by the Braves in 2010.
One ball, 2 strikes. Luke Jackson trying to be a hero and pick up Sean Newcomb, who went 2 2/3 tonight. And line just foul at first. We shall do it again. Phillies have taken a 2-1 lead at home over Baltimore. That game moves to the 4th inning at Citizens Bank. They had a rain delay before first pitch this evening. Marlins and Rays are tied 4-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning down in Miami. The Mets enjoy a 5-1 lead in Toronto tonight. Jose Bautista back in Toronto with the Mets. Special homecoming for him. The pitch. Little bouncer hit towards second. That'll get the runner to third. And that is the first out of the inning. So let's see if the Braves can solve the Yankees catcher. Kyle Higashioka has homered and walked with the bases loaded.
Nice job by Drury. Oh, that was close. 2 bases loaded walks, a wild pitch. It produced 3 runs, and he almost balked one in. He almost had his foot on the rubber when he dropped the baseball.
The 1-0 pitch, infield in, with the Yankee catcher up there, and Flowers with a backhand stop on a short hop made the play. Something else that's safe to say in this game, we're seeing the importance of throwing strike one. Neither club has done a very good job of that tonight, and as a result, a lot of hitters counts, a lot of walks, and a lot of hard hit balls.
One of those borderline pitches that went the Braves' way.
I don't care what this guy at the plate hits. I don't care what he does for the rest of his career. He is a remarkable story of persistence for the Yankees. The pitch. He was a 7th round pick in 2008. He did not get to the big leagues until 2017. That matches the club record for the longest gap from draft to debut with the Yankees. Pretty remarkable. And he's hit 2 homers. And he fouled one off there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's 27 years old, out of Huntington Beach, California. Infield in, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another full count.
As we've seen already, just in this at bat, this guy wants to swing the bat. That was what was so rare about his walk in the 3rd inning. First batter that Luke faced.
There's a swing and a miss. And a runner at 3rd, 2 out. That allows the infield to back up, and Neil Walker's going to come up. He had a missile to first that ended the Yankees' 3rd inning.
Turnabout's fair play. Braves drop a 3-2 curveball on him.
Walker has walked and has lined out. No Gleyber Torres tonight. Walker gets the start, with Sean Newcomb beginning the game for the Braves. Walker making his 8th start at second base tonight. And he's behind the count 0-1. In the 6th inning, Camargo, Swanson, and Inciarte are coming up again for the Braves. This is a big run to cut off at 3rd base. The Yankees have scored in every inning to this point. And fouled away, 0-2.
Got ahead of him quickly. Now let's see if Luke can put him away. Get him to hit his pitch. He's trying to find a dry place.
Anything in the dirt, Flowers has to block it and keep it close. With Andujar 90 feet away, the 0-2 pitch. Fouled away. Two innings plus for Jackson so far. Got the third out in the third inning. Gave up a run in the fourth. He's got 2 outs with a man at third here in the fifth. And another 0-2 pitch is on the way. And Walker stays alive. So pitch number 50 for the Braves right-hander is about to be made.
Really getting him to widen his strike zone. Try to widen it a little more.
And he struck him out. The Braves pitch around a leadoff double, and at long last they put a 0 on the board for New York. Right guys at the right time are coming up for Atlanta. Luke Jackson with 2 1/3 innings with 4 strikeouts. Yohan Camargo leads off next. Time coming up here in the 6th inning. Yohan Camargo will lead off. He walked and scored 1 inning ago. A.J. Cole back to work. Again, the Braves have feasted against this guy. Let's hope Camargo can continue his long hitting streak. That's our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot.
8 in a row. Make it 9 right here. Braves figured to see Guerra over the weekend. They're going to see the Brewers 4 times. Figure he'll pitch Sunday.
Yohan made him throw a strike. It's 2-1. We're told the weather in Milwaukee is supposed to be gorgeous this weekend. It will be refreshing, as hot and humid as it's been in St. Louis and here in the Bronx. The 2-1 pitch. Back to the screen. 2-2. How about that swing?
That was a good follow through.
Yankees pen gets busy. Adam Warren is getting ready. The 2-2 pitch is high, ball 3.
He got it started with a walk last inning.
And he swung and missed, ball 4. So Tyler Flowers had a wide strike zone with the bases loaded. Camargo swung at a couple of pitches that weren't strikes. That hurt. And that's 3 strikeouts for Cole. 1 away.
And I think they've all been on breaking balls. I know Tyler's was a 3-2 count. Camargo's was too.
9 Braves have been struck out in the game. Here's Dansby. He was the 6th man to strike out. That came last time up. It was a borderline call. And he shoots one toward right and over the screen, foul for a strike. Didn't get 96 up in the zone. It's 0-2.
It's his best, really his best pitch. Not his best pitch in terms of results because he's had all these strikeouts, but that was his best fastball.
And Dansby chases one. All of a sudden the Braves are getting over anxious at the plate. Last 3 hitters have struck out, and the strikeout pitch hasn't been a strike. 2 outs.
Change up here at the bottom of the zone.
So all 4 outs recorded by Cole have been strikeouts. And now he faces Ender, who hit a homer on a 2-strike pitch last time up. Showed bunt, took a strike. Whatever problems A.J. Cole had with the Nationals, the Yankees have not seen them. He's been tough. 8 games and 0.63 ERA. And that one sharply hit, but right at Gregorius, and that retires the side. 3 out, 3 down in the Atlanta's 6th inning. Home half coming up. Top of the Yankees order due. Coming up, it's Gardner, Judge, and Stanton. Jackson has struck out 4 Yankees. He has scattered 1, 2, 3 hits. He has walked a man. Let's see if he can put another 0 up there and give the 2, 3, 4 batters for the Braves a shot to come back in the fateful 7th tonight.
Nice job last inning, leaving that runner at third base. A 1, 2, 3 inning for him would be nice.
There's a good start. Gardner doubled, scored. That was on the wild pitch back in inning number 4. So Brett is 1 for 3. And Evan Phillips has begun to get ready. To short. Dansby charges and throws on the run. And there's the first out. 4 up, 4 down for Jackson after the Andujar double an inning ago. Here's Judge.
He's doing some stretching. Saw him before the inning started. Luke was kind of stretching out. I think it was his right leg, right calf. Got to keep an eye on that.
First pitch swing and a base hit for Judge. So he's 2 for 3. He's also stolen a couple of bases, so keep an eye on him. Here's Stanton. It's amazing when you hear the reaction of the fans in New York when Judge gets a base hit. The fans here are almost disappointed it's not a homer.
You're right.
Giancarlo's 1 for 3. He singled, scored, lined out, and struck out. 4th at bat. We're in the 6th inning. And a missile almost took out Phil Nevin.
Oh boy, Schinberger for the ball boy too.
Phil, you might want to call Rene Latchman, the former third base coach with the Cardinals, and move a little further down the line with these guys up.
I don't know if he can go any farther.
He's backing up a couple steps. Strike over the outside corner. Pretty pitch. 0-2. That bounces away from Flowers. A ball in the dirt. Another wild pitch. That takes away the double play chance. And Stanton now with a 1-2 count.
Trying to squeeze one more inning out of Luke, but he may be running real low on gas.
Pitch number 57 for him. No swing. Look at where Nevin's standing now.
I blame him.
2 balls, 2 strikes. So Luke Jackson with that pitch just tied his career high for pitches in a major league game. That is his 58th. See if Stanton can go fishing here. Jackson wants a new set of signs. And now the 2-2 pitch.
Luke's breaking ball is kind of a downer. It's not a sweeper. If he's got a slider, it'd be a good time to use it and see if he'll chase off the plate. He did that last time up.
Close, but off the plate. Full count. So now it's a 3-2 pitch. And Stanton chased it, almost fell down. He swung so hard. Big second out. So Giancarlo strikes out for the second time. That's 113 on the year. And Brian Snitker is going to go get Luke Jackson, who set a career mark in big league pitches in one outing.
I tell you what, that was impressive right there. He may have only had one left, and he reared back and gave it everything he had, and that was a good fastball to throw right by Stanton.
Don't know how this one's going to end up, but Luke Jackson, one of the heroes tonight for the Braves. Excellent work in relief. And we salute Luke Jackson, who went 3 innings of 3 hit, 5 strikeout ball tonight. 1 run so far. Judge is his responsibility and stands at second base. And now I'm sure a dream come true for Braves right-hander Evan Phillips, a 17th round pick by the Braves 3 years ago out of UNC Wilmington. He's making his major league debut at Yankee Stadium.
How about that? Good numbers at Gwinnett, a 2.09 ERA. His last 3 outings covering 3 2/3, only 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and he struck out 8. Boy, could he be a nice shot in the arm for this bullpen.
He's got Aaron Hicks up there. Hicks has homered, walked, scored twice, and struck out. His first pitch as a big leaguer is a called strike to Hicks.
I know Gwinnett's been drawing real well, but I don't know if they had 45,448 in the house the last time he pitched there.
Phillips' second stint on the roster was called back when Peter Moylan was disabled yesterday. The pitch, he's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hey, Paul, it's Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Guy making his major league debut in a big house like this, is he just got to focus on Tyler and just try to pretend he's still where he was?
He is. He's doing a really good job of breathing right now. I know that sounds crazy, but he's taking big, deep breaths. I think sometimes the game, you get so excited that you got to take in a little bit more, and that relaxes you so that you can hit your spot. I love that first pitch was a strike.
Two balls, 1 strike now for Hicks.
You know, when you get called up, people try to tell you it's the same game. It's baseball. It's the same game you've been playing since you were, 8 or 9 years old. It's 90 feet to the bases, 60 feet 6 inches from the mound to home plate. It ain't the same. It's the big leagues. It's different.
It's a walk for Hicks after a first pitch strike, 4 off the plate, and that might be the biggest difference. Double A, Triple A, those close pitches might be swung at or maybe called strikes. Up here, Joe, that's a tough place to get a big league hitter offer.
That's a great point, Chip. And another thing that I've noticed when you get to the big leagues, that next jump is they foul off good pitches. So you may even make a great pitch down and away, nasty. That's effective in AAA. The guy's out. Up here, they may foul it off, and you have to do it again.
Excellent point.
Didi Gregorius hits with 2 on and 2 out now, and fouls 1 away. Amazingly, the Yankees are 1 for 22 with runners in scoring position in this series. They were 0 for 12 last night. They're 1 for 10 so far in Game 2.
Well, again, I go back. They hit a 2-run homer and they hit a solo homer. That's 3 runs. The other 3, if you just joined us, 2 got walked in and 1 scored on a wild pitch.
Strike 1 for the Yankee shortstop, Didi Gregorius. And he popped him up. Dansby in shallow left drifts out. He says he's got it, and Phillips gets his first big league out. Gregorius skies out to the shortstop, and Luke Jackson and company turn things back over to the offense in a 3-run Yankee game. Presented by Advance Auto Parts. Welcome to the show, Evan Phillips. He retires Didi Gregorius for his first big league out. And now the Braves offense goes back to work here in the 7th inning with Albies, Freeman, and Markakis. New York has its 3rd pitcher into the game. Its right-hander, Adam Warren.
This guy's tough, too. He's the most rested of the guys that they count on a regular basis. A 1.35 ERA, 20 innings, 24 strikeouts. Right-hander's a $150 because he's got a real nasty slider. Fastball in the low 90s, but uses that slider a lot. He's also got a curve and a change that he doesn't use as much.
So right guys, right time. This is also the fun part of the game for the Braves. They've been so good in the 7th and beyond. Let's see if that continues. As Ozzie fouls the first one back and out of play for a strike. Warren's coming back from the DL with a right back strain. He missed 38 games. Another guy that's done the Chicago-New York yo-yo, and a looper into right field for a base hit for Ozzie. Another multi-hit game for him. He's now got 7 hits on the road trip. And an excellent start for the Braves in the inning. Leadoff man aboard yet again.
Nice job on that off-speed pitch. Just floated it over Walker's head.
So a long one from Freeman could make it a one-run game. Freddie singled on an 0-2 pitch his last time up, and he rifles the first one. What a stop! Race to the second base bag. Throw to first a little late. Gregorius took away a hit on a missile up the middle of Freeman's bat. An incredible play for the first out.
That was, for all intents and purposes, it was already into center field. Already by him, and Gregorius flags it down and almost turned it into a double play. What a defensive gem that was.
What a difference in the inning. It could have been 2 on, nobody out. Instead, Markakis bats with Freddie aboard, 1 out the inning. And downstairs for Nick, who's been on base twice tonight. He's walked and singled. All 3 Atlanta runs came in the 5th inning. They sent 9 to the plate. They got back-to-back homers from Ender and Ozzie. A.J. Cole then came on, put out the fire. He struck out 4 men in an inning and 2/3. The Braves have to start another rally here, down 3 runs. And Joe, even though Freddie's not going to be credited with a hit in that last at bat, he took that ball right up the middle, and it was maybe the hardest hit ball he's had on this road trip.
Yeah, it was a shame.
Maybe a sign he's coming out of it a little bit.
Nick had words with Ortiz, who hasn't tonight. Warren made a good pitch on a fastball down and away, and then he came back with a backdoor slider and got the call that was not a strike. High target. Be careful.
I think it's safe to say Mr. Ortiz has not had a particularly good night tonight for your club.
Not at all.
Consistently inconsistent.
He's missed a lot of pitches tonight for both sides.
Big lead by Freddie. The 1-2 pitch. He's going. Good jump and fouled away.
What a shame. He had a good jump on that too. Tough luck for Freddie this inning, but nothing Nick could do except with 2 strikes protect himself.
So Warren rubs up a new baseball. Mentioned he's been back and forth between New York and Chicago. The Yankees drafted him, traded him to the Cubs for Starlin Castro. And the Yankees got him back with Gleyber Torres and Billy McKinney for Aroldis Chapman. So now he's a part of their excellent relief corps. And the pitch.
And we're able to use Castro as part of the deal for Giancarlo Stanton.
And Starlin's down in Miami, where the Marlins play Tampa Bay tonight and are tied at 4 in the 9th. Two and 2. Closer play at first. We've reached 10 o'clock in New York. We're in the 7th inning. New York scored the first 6 runs. The Braves have scored the last 3. So is Freddie running here? I think one of the toughest guys in the National League to strike out.
When you're down by 3, you got to be careful here because you want to bring the tying run to the plate somehow. Nick's tough to strike out.
So let's find out. He's going, and Nick pops it up back toward the screen, and he'll get another look.
Warren was born in Birmingham, Alabama, lives now in Florida. 6'1", 225, 30 years old.
So another 3-2 pitch. Again, Freddie goes, and a high fly ball wallop deep toward right. That ball is up off the fence, and that ball is gone. It's a home run, a line drive shot from Markakis, and we got a 1-run game. Stanton hit the wall, went tumbling to the warning track. He was right there again, like last night on Acuña's shot. That time it was Aaron Judge, and a late call, and finally Markakis got the signal, and the Braves are down a run.
Fastball, maybe a slider that didn't have much on it, but I swear it sounded like a firework went off when Stanton hit the wall. Could hear it from here. Oh, right off the top of the fence. Just right.
I love this ballpark. So it's 6-5 now, and the Braves in the 7th inning are starting to storm back. And now Aaron Boone and the Yankees medical staff are going to go out and check on Giancarlo Stanton, who slammed into the wall. He says he's all right. Boone's going to let the trainer go all the way out there. Stanton says no need, but now he is going to trot in and talk things over. I'm not sure what took more punishment, the right shoulder of Stanton or the right field wall.
I'm wondering if they wanted to check him for concussion because of how hard he hit that. Might say he got laid out.
He almost went in face first. I think he did go in face first.
He just was making a stab at it.
Checking the neck, checking the eyesight. Might recall Stanton was hit in the face with a pitched ball. I think it was Mike Fiers that did that several years ago. So anytime he goes in face first any place, you have to be worried about that. But he's going to stay in the game as the Braves have come back from a 6-0 deficit to trail 6-5 now with only 1 out in the 7th inning. Kurt Suzuki, the batter. How big is the Gregorius play right now? Another shot to right. Stanton on the run to the track, to the wall, leaping try. He got that one though. 2 out.
You thought he might be a little gun shy, but not so. Had that one measured.
Oh, so close. 2 outs. And here's Acuña, an infield hit last time up.
This kind of reminds me of the game between the Braves and the Cardinals on Sunday when the Braves had a 6-0 lead and were trying to hang on.
All of a sudden, the Braves now taking aim at that right field porch. Not a bad idea, as they've hit their 32nd home run from the 7th inning or later this year off the bat of Nick Markakis.
But the way things are right now for the Yankees, with it now being a 1-run game, it really does come into question how Aaron Boone will massage his bullpen and which guys can he use, or who does he have to stay away from on guys he counts on late in the game. Again, Chapman and Betances have thrown 2 days in a row. Neither guy has thrown 3 days in a row this season. Robertson has gone 2 days in a row. Green threw 30 pitches last night.
Jonathan Holder went a couple of innings last night as well. So David Hale and Chasen Shreve are guys that have not yet been used in this series. We might see them.
Both former Braves.
Fly ball, wallop, straightaway center. Hicks on the run to the wall, has got just enough room. Wow. He hit it to the deepest part of the park, and the Yankees surrender 2 and lead by 1. What an exciting finish on tap in New York tonight. It's time for the stretch. Hopeful for the first time here in 2018, hit a 2-run homer to bring the Braves back to within a run tonight. And there's a momentary delay after that collision with Giancarlo Stanton in right field. The padding at the base of the scoreboard out there keeps coming loose. And the second base umpire, Alfonso Marquez, went out and talked to Nick Markakis about that. That's a tricky obstacle for visiting players to have to navigate too.
They actually took it away in the top half of the inning and patched it and put it back, and there again exposed concrete below it. Why there's not padding below covering the concrete, I'll never know.
So Phillips now will try to keep it a 1-run deficit. He'll try to work a full inning here, the 7th. And Andujar, Drury, and Higashioka coming up for New York. 6-5 game in game 2. And Evans first is upstairs, ball 1.
2 of his last 3 outings for Gwinnett were an inning and a third. So he's not surprised and unaccustomed to going more than an inning.
Counting Jackson's 3 innings of work in relief of Sean Newcomb tonight, Braves have 59 appearances of greater than an inning out of the bullpen. They've done a good job in that regard. Those innings are at a 2.92 ERA. So 2-0 to Andujar, and he skies one out of play foul. Huge crowd again in New York, 45,448. It looked like the Yankees were going to romp. They led 6-0 after 4. The Braves scored 3 runs in the 5th inning. And Nick Markakis with a 2-run homer in the 7th. And that's where we stand with the 2-1 pitch. He is missed. 2-2. Fly ball left. Acuna on the run, drifting back to the edge of the track, and he puts that away. And Andujar's retired 1 out.
We've talked a lot about the work that Ron Washington does with the Braves infielders in particular, but the Braves defense overall has been outstanding, and it keeps getting better and better. Take a look at this. In March and April, 20 errors, 12 unearned runs. May, 13 errors, 9 unearned runs. And last month, only 5 total errors by the team and only 3 unearned runs. That is amazing.
That's our whole team together feature presented by Lowe's. You can understand those March and April numbers. Half the time, Braves couldn't feel their fingers.
Right. I don't remember a team only making 5 errors in a month.
The only one that might come to mind would be that special Colorado Rockies club that had that incredible surge to make the playoffs. Swinging bunt. Phillips, bare hand, throw to first, and the stretch, got it. Good play. Drury out on a close one at first. There's some more of that good Atlanta defense. Phillips helps himself. 2 outs.
Very athletic play. Bare hands it and got some help from Freddie. His good stretch over there.
No challenge for New York. And Kyle Higashioka, the catcher, is up. He's homered, walked, struck out, driven home 2, and scored 1, of course. And a strike.
Good breaking ball. Fastball a while ago was 93.
So Phillips has faced 4 hitters. He's thrown 15 pitches. 5 of them were to Hicks, and he walked him. So he can get the Yankee catcher here. As low as his pitch count is, he wouldn't hesitate, I would think, to send him out for the 8th inning.
Big guy too, 6'2", 215.
quickly ahead, 0-2. Strike 3, his first major league strikeout. And Phillips with an inning and a third of hitless relief. He'll never forget this night in New York, his big league debut, and he's keeping the Yankees at bay. Braves bats go back to work down a run.
Dealers, let's go places. And by SunTrust, confidence starts here.
The Braves have come storming back from a 6-0 deficit. They're down only a run now. It's 6-5. Evan Phillips just picked up his first major league strikeout. He has retired 4 in a row. And that gives the Braves bats a chance here with the final 2 innings. They have 6 outs left. And a couple of changes for the Yankees. Gleyber Torres has taken over at second base. Neil Walker moves over to first as Tyler Flowers leads off. And that's in for a strike. Tell you what, Mr. Warren gave up a couple of fly balls that had everybody in Yankees colors praying for a little help. Suzuki hit one to the wall in right that Stanton caught, and Acuna hit one about 406 feet to center. And that's off the plate. 2 balls and a strike.
Tyler would like a redeemer right here. Get this inning started by reaching. Frustrated after striking out his last time up. Bases loaded. You could see the frustration on his face and his reaction.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Did he go? Yes, he did. Tyler Flowers has struck out for the 4th time. He's had a couple of games like that in the last week and a half or so.
Tough night.
So 1 away for Camargo. First strikeout for Warren. Camargo homered here last night. Trying to keep the ball away from him there. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Markakis' homer made it a 1-run game. You know, Johan's not afraid to take a walk. He's done that 30 times this year.
You know, we see him take some funny swings like the last time. He'll chase a ball, maybe an off-speed pitch down and away. But most of the time, he gets a good count.
Line drive toward right. That ball's going to get down for a hit.
Nice job by Stanton to cut that off. That was smoked.
So the tying run is aboard. Yankees pen is busy. That's Chase and Shreve, I believe, and Dansby Swanson will be the hitter.
And remember, he's the only lefty they have other than their closer Chapman.
And I'm with you. I think the Yankees, the last thing they want is this to get to extra innings because they have some real bullpen shortage tonight. Let's make it academic, shall we? Let's see what Dansby can do. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. The Yankees have an unbelievable record this year when leading after 7 innings. They're 42-1. The Braves trying to hang a second loss on them in that category tonight. Strike 1.
That hit for Johan, by the way, makes it 9 in a row.
That's right. With 14 hits during his 9-game hit streak. Warren ready now with his 0-2 pitch instead to first. That's headed for the seats. Dansby will see another one here. Braves have 5 runs, 10 hits. The Yankees have 6 runs on 7 hits.
Probably the last hitter for Warren with Shreve ready to go and a left-handed batter on deck.
And that left-hand hitter is Ender Inciarte, who's been on base 3 times. Now he's ready. The 0-2. Bouncing ball foul. Past third. Warren's scoreless streak since coming off the DL was disposed of on Markakis' homer. Braves need one more to tie it. Up and away. It's now 1-2.
Time for him to hang another one of those sliders. You know, they're playing up the middle, cheated up the middle for a double play chance, and some room there on the left side for Dansby to yank one through there on a hanger.
Lined into center field, a base hit. 2 are on, 1 out.
Or that hole's fine too. That up the middle stuff is just fine on that fastball. Squared it up and hit it hard.
So Atlanta has the tying run in scoring position. Go ahead run at first, and Aaron Boone now has the unenviable task of bringing on a left-hander, Chasen Shreve, with Ender, Ozzie, Freddie, and Markakis lurking here in the 8th inning. It's a 6-5 game. The Braves giving them a finish, as they so often do, this time in the Bronx.
Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Delta Airlines. And by your local Ford dealer.
Well, can the Braves complete the comeback? They were down 6-0. They're in the 8th inning, 2 on, 1 out, and they'll face a former Brave, left-hander Chasen Shreve.
Chasen Shreve has a good split finger pitch. That's his out pitch. He throws in the low 90s, but it's that splitter that helps him out. A lot of strikeouts, 37 in 29 innings. What you don't see there, 7 homers allowed in 29 innings.
And of those 37 strikeouts, 34 have been swinging. That's pretty odd. So a lefty-lefty matchup. Let's see if Ender can improve on his .211 batting average against southpaw pitchers this year. Camargo's got good speed at second. He represents the tying run. Swanson can fly. He's at first.
Lefties are hitting .275 off Shreve. He was in the deal for Manny Banuelos, right?
That's correct. Lined out of play, foul. David Carpenter came from the Braves with Shreve for Banuelos. That was on New Year's Day 2015. Braves took a flyer on Banuelos, who Mariano Rivera said was the best pitching prospect he ever saw come through the Yankee system. And quickly 0-2. Unfortunately for Manny, he was hurt. Never really got on track with the Braves. And I believe at last report he was in the Angels system.
Got a good fastball to hit there and just missed it.
So let's see if he throws that splitter here. Again, 34 of 37 strikeouts have been on swings and misses. And found it right off his foot.
Missed the shin guard and got right on top of his foot, I think. Oh yeah, right off, right in the same area where Ozzie did it when he had to sit out a game. Like off the instep or the big toe.
So you know, for Shreve, the temptation is to go right back in there. But maybe Ender can drop the barrel of the bat on the ball and drive it to right. And slowly jog around the bases here. He's got to fight. He's down 2 strikes. The pitch. Out of play. Shreve pitching for the 3rd time in 4 games for the Yankees. This is his 32nd outing.
Dansby teed off on that high fastball. They went with a high target. More and more you're seeing guys spoil that strategy.
That's the pitch that had really befuddled Ender in the first couple of months of the season from a left-handed pitcher. That one too far to offer. And so now a 1-2 count. Gardner shortened up a little bit in left field. Hicks looks to be shallow in center, but it is 408 feet away. To straightaway center, the pitch. Stayed high. They got the switch hitter Albies waiting on deck, then Freeman and Markakis, and they wear out lefties. This is Shreve's game. Nobody up in the pen. Great chance for the Braves. There's the swing and a miss. And Ender is retired. 2 out.
Good at bat. Battled him. But it was the split that got him. Ender must have gotten a piece of that, but Higashioka able to come up with the clean catch. Not out of the woods yet.
Not with Ozzie up there. He's got 2 hits tonight. A homer and a single. Ground ball hit toward third. Long throw across the diamond is just in time, and Shreve strikes out Ender, gets Ozzie to roll out on the first pitch, and the Braves can't get it tied in the 8th. It's still 6-5 New York. 6-5 as you see our game summary.
Well, the Yankees have 3 legitimate runs. Aaron Hicks, a 2-run homer. Higashioka, a solo homer. But their other 3 runs came on bases loaded walks, 2 of them, and a wild pitch. Ciarte and Markakis and Albies have tried to get the Braves back in it, and they have. They only trail by a run. They need another good inning from Evan Phillips, who's in his major league debut and has retired 4 of the 5 men he's faced.
And has done that with just 18 pitches. He's got Neil Walker, now the Yankees' first baseman, leading off the 8th. And a strike. Aroldis Chapman is up in the New York bullpen. Walker is 0 for 2. He has struck out and taken a base on balls back in the 2nd. And a ground ball to Dansby. He's got it. And there's the first out. Can't say enough about the job Jackson and Phillips have done.
Excellent work. Excellent work. And for Jackson to go 3 innings, that was a plus for the bullpen. But those 2 runs the Yankees got in the 3rd inning, they did it without a hit. And they drew 5 walks. That was the difference.
So back to the top we go. It's Brett Gardner. Gardner scored on a wild pitch in the 4th inning.
We'll see what happens, but Aroldis Chapman is loosening up for the Yankees. This would be 3 days in a row for him. First time all year.
With Freeman, Markakis, and Suzuki coming up, with Acuna lurking as well. If the Braves can get out of this game using just 2 relievers after Sean Newcomb went 2 2/3 innings, they would count their lucky stars. One ball, 1 strike. Don't want to walk him ahead of Judge. 3 balls and a strike. But he did. Braves have issued 8 walks to the Yankees in this game. Unbelievably, only 2 of them have scored. Judge is one of those 2 men that earned a walk and a run. He's also singled twice. He's stolen a couple of bases as well. Judge leads the Yankees with 8 double plays this year. Number 9 would be welcome. And a strike. Ooh, how about that pitch? 94 under his hands, and Judge couldn't catch it. 0-2.
That was a winner at the top of the zone. Trying it again.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Wow. Goodness gracious.
Sometimes that's been a strike. Sometimes it's not. Whew.
Oh, mercy.
There must be a different league where that's a strike. 2-2. Ground ball. Dansby's got it. He'll go to second. Close play. Out there. Safe there. Bang, bang play at second. Gardner called out. And he's bent at the waist. Helmet at his right knee. The Yankees might take a look at this. It was very close at second. For the moment, Gardner is the second out. And now he trots off. There'll be no appeal. Or that good defense Joe was talking about. And now Stanton's up with a runner at first and 2 out.
Quick release too by Dansby. Ozzie does a great job of being a first baseman on those plays, giving a good stretch.
Way upstairs to Stanton. Giancarlo tonight has singled, scored, lined out once, struck out twice. Lifted toward right field. Back goes Markakis to the wall. He can't get it. Stanton hits a home run to the 314 side. In Atlanta, there's a 16.5-foot wall. Not so here in New York. And the Yankees have taken big advantage of that in the first 2 games of this series.
314-foot pop-up.
So it's an 8-5 Yankee game. And boy, New York has done some damage with 2 outs tonight. Hicks hit a 2-out, 2-run homer in the first. Higashioka a solo homer with 2 outs in the second. 2 bases loaded walks with 2 out in the third. And now the 2-run homer by Stanton in the 8th. It's 3:14 down the line here. It's 3:25 down the line in Atlanta.
And a can of corn in Miami.
And just about any place else. 2 balls, no strikes. Back toward the press box and out of play. But hey, that's why they call it the home field advantage. And the Yankees have taken advantage of that against the Braves tonight. 3 more New York homers. That gives them 32 homers in their last 14 games at home. Three balls, 1 strike. Big night for Hicks. He's been on base 3 times. He was A pest last night late with a couple of doubles. And the Yankees with 3 more home runs, trying to even up this series. And this one's launched towards shallow center. And Ender is there, and that retires the side. It's pop-up night in New York, but those pop-ups count as homers here at Yankee Stadium. Last call for the Braves in the 9th, now down 3 in Game 2. Now it's time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. We will wrap up the series in New York tomorrow afternoon at 1:05 for our first pitch. It's Julio Teheran versus CC Sabathia.
It'll be a good matchup. It's going to be a hot, muggy day. Conditioning will be imperative for both guys to be hydrated. CC's coming off a couple of back-to-back good starts. Julio with those changes in his mechanics at the suggestion of Chuck Hernandez, and Anibal Sanchez really pitched well his last time out in St. Louis.
So it is going to be Chapman. He's got the biggest lead allowed to try to earn a save, but it's not going to be an easy frame. As Joe said, he's pitching for the 3rd consecutive day, and he's got to face Freeman, Markakis, and Kurt Suzuki. We'll see how much zip Aroldis Chapman has on his fastball.
I doubt that he'll lose much. He struck out the side last night. He got Suzuki, Acuna, Culberson. That was in the 9th.
First pitch swing. Well, there's your answer. Another 100-mile-an-hour pitch.
Last night he hit 104, right?
Yeah. Not a whole lot of drop off for Chapman with back-to-back days of work. Strike one for Freeman. And a swing and a miss. Biggest play in this game has nothing to do with the strike zone, or has nothing to do with the pop-up home run. It has to do with the play of Didi Gregorius. If Freeman's ball had gotten through the infield, the Braves would have had 2 on in front of Markakis. His homer would have tied the game. And then who knows what might have happened. 0-2 pitch. Good cut. And into the press box. No balls, 2 strikes. And rolled foul toward the Yankees dugout. Phillies are leading Baltimore. Tight game. That's in the 8th. Orioles are batting, trailing the Phillies 3-2. As we said, the Phillies are entering a stretch where they play some sub 500 clubs for the next 2 weeks. They started action tonight 3.5 games behind the Braves. Washington already lost to the Red Sox. And now the 0-2 for Freddie. Base is empty. Here it is.
Last night he did that, I think, to Acuna, who put up a good fight. Had a good at bat, and then he dropped a slider on him.
But I would assume for the hitters, they really don't know what's going to be called a strike and what's not. As inconsistent as Ortiz has been behind the plate tonight. The 1-2 pitch. And a blazing fastball at 103. And Freeman is down on strikes, and that's how the top of the ninth starts.
The answer to our question is that he's still got plenty.
Yeah. Two-hit night for Markakis. 108 hits for the Braves right fielder, who is perhaps on his way to a starting assignment for the National League All-Star team. He'll probably get some votes from the Yankees fans after 4 hits already in this series. And Chapman gets ahead with a strike.
37 innings for Chapman, 17 hits. 136 average coming in.
The 0-1. And a ball and a strike. Well, we talked about it last night. If they get the lead after 6 innings and they can bring on Green and Betances and Robertson and Chapman, it's awfully tough to come back against New York, who, as we said, 42-1 this year when they lead after 7 innings of play.
And perfect after 8. They have not lost when leading after 8.
2 balls, 1 strike. Cannot be a fun at bat when you're gearing up for 100 miles an hour and then he drops that mid-80s slider in on you. And he can change speeds with that pitch too.
45-0 when they lead after 8.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Markakis. Kurt Suzuki waiting on deck. And fouled away. Baltimore's got the bases loaded in Philadelphia with 2 outs, trailing by a run. Braves are hoping for a little help from the Orioles, who were not polite guests in Atlanta. Well wide, and Chapman wanted that. Why not? Sometimes it's been a strike, sometimes it hasn't been. Full count.
Solid at bat. Good battle by Nick.
There's the breaking ball at 89, and Chapman is an out away from preserving a Yankee win tonight. 2 outs. And Kurt Suzuki represents the final hope.
3-2. What a good pitch.
Well, if this score holds, you got to figure he won't be available tomorrow. However, they'll still have Betances and Robertson available if needed. That's what makes their pen so tough. It is very good and very deep. Fly ball hit toward right and playable for Stanton, who is at the edge of the wall, and he makes the play, and that's your ball game. The Yankees hang on. They jumped out 6-0. The Braves gave them 3 runs, and New York gets a 2-run pop-up homer from Giancarlo Stanton to extend the lead. And New York evens the series, Joe, tonight in 3 hours and 46 minutes. 8-5 tonight's final.
Yep, fell behind too many runs early, and against their vaunted bullpen, just too much.
So Atlanta 49-35. They're 3 ahead of the Phillies pending the outcome in Philadelphia tonight. Game 3 comes your way tomorrow. Tehran and Sabathia. Braves Live at 12:30. Speaking of Braves Live, it's presented by Xfinity, and it's next from our Atlanta studios.